Each space solar power platform will transmit power to a large receiving antenna array on the ground. I call this an astroelectric plant. When located at 35 degrees latitude, such as in the American Midwest, the plant requires 164 square kilometers of land. Next slide. As discussed in my earlier presentation, to meet the total energy needs of 10 billion people in 2100, about 8,000 astroelectric plants will be required. The total required land area for these plants will be around 1.4 million square kilometers, far less than the land area needed by wind and ground solar solutions. Next slide. For space solar power platforms located in geostationary Earth orbit, the white band represents the possible locations on the ground where the astroelectric plants could be built. Note that an astroelectric plant built on the equator with its space solar power platform directly overhead would be circular. Otherwise, the shape of the astroelectric plant will be elliptical. Next slide. As was just estimated, around 8,000 astroelectric plants will require around 1.4 million square kilometers of land. The blue box represents the total land area needed. There is plenty of suitable locations all over the world to build these astroelectric plants, meaning that the global energy supply will be decentralized. Next slide. Building most of the space solar platforms will be done in outer space, using the natural resources of the moon and asteroids. This will be the start of a spacefaring industrial revolution that will extend human civilization permanently into space. Next slide. Through President Trump's leadership, NASA is preparing to return to the moon to stay and begin the process of exploring the moon for the resources that will be needed to build space solar power platforms. Next slide. With these first steps towards global astroelectricity already underway, we can now examine how astroelectricity will enrich humanity worldwide. Next slide. We will start with how astroelectricity will enable many of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals to be achieved.